Good Sunday evening, everybody. Hope you all are having a great weekend. Hope you had a great week. We're here to kick off another new one. So, hey, Daryl, how you doing, buddy? Let the dogs out again? I let the dogs out. Woof, 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 woof. So, all right. So, I did a thing yesterday. I went to a different club and pulled. Local club here, Winona Garden Tractor Pullers. I pulled with them years ago. Had a great time. I didn't place real well, but I did place. I took a fourth, but I only pulled one round. So, hey, Pete, how you doing?
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy, Daryl.
I'll cut this camera off.
Oh, okay. There you go. So, but as I was saying, I went to another club yesterday, pulled. We went, all I did was fill the fuel tank because I didn't know if they were even going to let me pull because of the setup of the tractor. But they did. They got me in a class, and we took our first hook, and they forgot they have a digital distance counter, which is really nice, but the sled operator has to reset it every time, and he forgot, and so I had to come back and make a second attempt, which my second attempt was a lot better than my first one, but I ran out of fuel. I had just enough to get her up on the trailer. So, yeah. Your computer is slower than dirt. Mine was running kind of weird earlier today too. So, hey, John, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for stopping in.
Hey,
DeWitt,
John,
how you doing, buddy? Thank you for stopping in.
Lisa, Pete, and I got her dog decided she's gonna get a tennis ball and start using it as the worker jaw. Just as I get on here.
But it sounded like she was wagging her tail. She's keeping it.
She's taking.
That's her exercise.
She's doing her jaw exercises. She's getting her jaw stronger. She's got a tennis ball, and she's working it back and forth, trying to squeeze on it. So,
hey, Gary, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for stopping in.
Hey, Gary.
So, but I met a lot of, or got reacquainted with a bunch of people I know from pulling from years ago. Met a bunch of new people. A lot of people that watch the channel. So appreciate that. I actually got an hour and 48 minutes of clips that I have to go through and stitch together and make a video out of. I was talking to so many people, I didn't catch the class breaks. So it's going to be interesting because I don't know all their classes and how they're set up, how they're split up and stuff. So yeah, it may just be one long pull, but they had a whole lot of hooks. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting editing week.
Well, is that a closer one to you than the other one, or did you normally go to?
Yeah, it's 11 miles one way.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah. So, but the big problem with it is, the big problem is their pulls are scheduled on most of the same weekends or same days as the class or the club I really pull with, Can I cut that down to about 3.5? I'm sure if I time lapse it quick enough, we could make it pretty small there, John. But all you really got to do is just click on begin, and while you're out there in the garage, and just start working on something and let her play. And wait towards the end of the video when I pull, and then watch me pull. We did have a couple exciting moments. I got one on video, the real exciting one. The other one where the engine come apart. I was already loaded up and kind of sitting along the sidelines, just hanging out, talking to people, and didn't have a camera going, and had an engine. Yeah. Squirrel.
Oh, don't tell that to Millie.
Well, you might need to tell that to Millie so she'll stop with this doggone ball right here at my side.
So,
Millie, squirrel. Go get it.
oh no, I don't stab at you in the videos about the F-150, John. That's just on Messenger. and to be honest, the man sitting here next to me is the one that sends them to me mostly. I just pass them along.
You ain't supposed to tell them that, Ed.
So
Well,
yeah, Daryl. But like I tell everybody, anything from like the 90s on, mid 90s, late 90s, they're all the same. They're all pieces of junk, back in the 70s and the 80s when they were like truly different vehicles, that's the ones I pick on. Nowadays
all it ain't nothing but, all of them ain't nothing but plastic nowadays. I mean,
plastic and aluminum.
Yeah,
that's it. So
and sensors. I mean, if you ain't got a daggum, you can't work on none of them except the one. I mean, because you got all them doggone sensors, unless you got $20,000 in test equipment for them sensors. I mean,
right. Hey, Renegade. But I know you're just messing with me, John. I'm just messing with you too, brother. I know you take it. I mean, you take it better than most of my other friends that are like diehard Ford or diehard, Snap-on people. Yeah, you did. You made a really good Dodge short. I like that one. That one was good. But yeah, last night they started pulling right at 4:00. They got started pretty promptly, and I pulled my tractor onto the trailer after my class, after I went across the scales, because there you have to actually weigh out after you pull. I pulled my tractor onto the scales, took my helmet and jacket off, threw it in the truck, and I looked at my clock, and it was almost 10:00, or a little after 10:00. I'm sorry. So, yeah, it was a long evening. That was just first round. They were sticking around to do a second round. So, but the
I ain't got a shirt on, but look here what I got.
She's upside down.
She come in here and flipped upside down.
Yeah, she's upside down.
She does that. She her butt gets smacked and her toy gets taken from her.
She goes rolls on her back like this right beside of me, and so I can't get to the ball that she's making all that racket with.
Yeah. Oh, John, your buddy that's the Dodge fan got butt hurt over it. I wouldn't have. I would have thought it was absolutely hilarious.
Well, I mean,
it was about me.
You look at it. If you look at all the new trucks right now, you look on YouTube and all this stuff. Chevrolets nowadays, General Motors, They don't even make it. They don't even make the 36,000 mile warranty anymore because of that automatic cylinder delete BS. Ford, the transmissions fall out of them. And all this I mean, so there's good and bad of all of them. I mean,
exactly. I mean, there's, like I said, they're all. I mean, they're all basically the same vehicle nowadays. I mean, the parts may look different, but they're all put together the same. They're all ran off the same stupid software, and you know, the speed sensor has to coincide with the Canute valve and the headlight, fluid and the blinker fluid, and if you get low on blinker fluid, your brakes won't work, and it just exactly, John. I've owned all three major brands. I've owned Fords, I've owned Dodges, I've owned Chevys. I've got technically three Dodges sitting in the driveway right now. Only one's running. I got a Chevy sitting in the driveway. If I would get a good deal on a good Ford that runs good, I'd probably be driving it.
Well, that was always the thing. With the old Fords, the old Chevrolets, and all, when it was actually different, it was all in the way they were built. My hands always seemed like when I was working on a Ford, my hands seemed like I needed to turn around backwards. So, yeah. I mean, I had an uncle that he really restored old cars, and he basically that's all he would do was old Fords, but that's all he would want to work on. But I was raised up with car dealer in the car dealers. So whatever we had in the yard that would run, that's what I throwed my tag on, and that's what I drove.
That's the way my dad. That's the way my dad and mom were.
But it was you could change out an alternator a whole lot cheaper than on that Chevrolet than you could Ford back in them days. So, or right. A starter or something like that. But
and I think the big reason why I'm more of a Chevy person is that is what the person that I learned how to work on stuff drove and worked on. So, so I was just always, a Chevy fan. And I bought a Dodge because I liked, the early 90s or mid 90s Rams. I love the body style of those. So I got myself one of those, and I still have that one. And yes, it does run, John. I just can't drive it anywhere because the transmission cooler lines have rusted off of it. And the fuel lines are rusted and the set so long. And then my other red Dodge, it'll fire up, drive right perfectly fine, go right in gear and everything. Just the frame's about ready to completely break in half. And of course, the Dodge that I drive daily, it perfectly fine. And I was just telling my boss the other day, you want to help me find that Dodge, that Dakota. This is the very first vehicle that I have ever owned besides my brand new Ford Ranger, because I had a 91 Ford Ranger. It's the very first vehicle that I've ever owned personally that never had a check engine light on.
And Chrysler, Dodge, and all, they've always had a funny sounding starter. I mean,
very, very distinctive. I can tell when the Dodge is in our shop, because my work truck is a Dodge Ram, and we also have a Dodge Ram for our ground supervisor, and I can always tell when those two trucks start up without even looking at them.
Yep.
Yes, it's a very, very distinctive sound when they start. So.
Yep.
But my 94 Dodge, it owes me nothing. It has made many trips with pulling tractors on them. When I was using that truck as my primary daily driver and I was pulling back in, the trailer that I was towing weighed a little over 1,000 pounds empty. And then I would throw 2 more tractors on it, which was with a combined weight was right around 1,500 pounds. So, and it was just a little half ton. It was 4-wheel driving stuff, but yeah, it pulled many a hill and many a mile. That little they call it the 318. It's 5.3, but you know,
that is something else there, John. But
yes, it is. The lifter and ticking. Yep. But yeah, I put many mile on that truck, that old 94 towing the trailer, going to, well, both of them, my 94 and my 96, both. I've put many mile on them things, pulling trailers with pulling tractors and stuff on them. And towing campers with my 94 and hauling firewood with my 94 and just you name it, it did it.
Yeah, and John, the Ford's not even broke in until you hear the rod knocking in the bottom of it. I mean, let's face facts there. And you hear the rod knocking in the bottom of them.
Tank is getting his pacemaker on Wednesday.
Awesome.
Thursday, you shall see videos of either me riding Tank or me hauling Daryl to the cemetery. One of the two.
It's a 50-50.
Yeah, he's got a choice.
But
the best choice in his interest.
Now my ex-son-in-law, he had I want to say it was a 93 Ford 4-wheel drive. Had the International diesel in it. It was no speed demon, but that thing would cruise, and I drove it a couple times. Good evening, Barry. How you doing? Thank you for stopping in.
Yeah, that 7.3 was a monster as far as that went. I mean,
this was just a little naturally aspirated. I want to say it was the International, and I forget what it was before the Cummins motors.
But that
was not Cummins. Before the Duramax or whatever the hell they went to. This was the old school.
Yeah, I remember. I mean, but I think those were the 7.3s though, Ed. I think they were.
Okay.
I think they were actually built by Detroit. I think, but
it looked like an industrial engine sitting inside this engine bay.
Yeah,
and it just sit there and go get, and just idle, and I mean it could barely get out of its own way until you got it wound up, But you wrap a chain around the house, you're taking it with you like a mobile home.
Well, but then when Cummins started making them for Dodge, that their little Dodge engine would sit there and do about anything you want to too. But now they got so much of that daggum. It's just like with the big trucks, they got so much of that exhaust BS on them now. You can't. You can't get nothing to work hard on them. So,
hi, Uncle Mark.
Hey, Uncle Mark. Yeah, that Ford. Okay. That's what I was thinking it was.
Yeah. Well, when I worked at the truck garage, we had a Ram. I think it was like a 73 or 74, and it had an industrial. It actually had a 6-cylinder industrial diesel engine in it. It was not a Dodge motor. Somebody made an adapter plate and put this 6-cylinder industrial engine in it, And the funny thing is it was a 5-speed. Basically, you put it in first gear, you'll go about 5 miles an hour and tack about 10,000 RPMs. But when you got it out on the highway, we had a paver brick, the old road paver bricks. That was your cruise control, because it would do 60 mile an hour, uphill, downhill, side hill, with a load, without a load, didn't matter. You could have it it was governed. You could have it to the floor, and that thing would just, 60 mile an hour. And at one point in time, the owner of the company that I worked for was a farmer too. He had me go pick up 2 round bales of hay, and we stacked them in the bed of that thing. And I knew it had stout suspension on it, but the truck's set like this usually. When we put the hay in it, it leveled it out and actually made it ride a lot better. Hey, Ken, how you doing, brother?
Well, what really destroyed diesel engines there for years was when General Motors decided to use a 350 gasoline engine and turn it into a diesel. That basically give everybody a bad taste on diesel engines for years. And,
yes, it did. Matter of fact, my brother there, he had a K5 Blazer with the 6.3 diesel. Was that the 6.3, 6.2? It was a beautiful Blazer. I love that thing. It was lifted, had pretty lights on it, and all tinted windows. It was black and silver. And it was a really, really nice truck. I liked that truck, but it had a head gasket go bad and got water into the cylinder and literally pushed the connecting rod through the piston up through the top. So
yeah, that was okay. That was what it put a bad taste in everybody's mouth as far as diesels went in cars or trucks or anything else, because them dogs by taking a gasoline engine and making it run off a diesel, and that's what.
Well, the one he had was the first gen after those motors.
But I was cleaning up cars, and I was working at a Chevrolet dealership, and I washed the engine on one Oldsmobile, big old Oldsmobile. It's a big old fancy Oldsmobile, and I can't remember what it was, but no sooner than I got it out of the cleanup bay, here's somebody wanted to look at it to buy it, so they bought it, and it wasn't 30 minutes later they called back to the Chevrolet place that it wouldn't cut off. That was the first runaway diesel I'd ever seen. We went up there with the wrecker and stuff, and I just ended up driving it back to the dealership. But that sucker, you ended up, in order to get it shut down, we had to had to take the fuel line off of it to get it shut off, run it out of fuel.
Well, I've been around one runaway diesel. It was a V12 Detroit. It was on a rock crusher. We were looking at it had high oil consumption, is what they told I was helping a friend of mine off my regular job time, side work, and we were down looking at it, and the operator was up in the operator box, and we're down there by the engine, and we're starting to look over, and we're like, well, it doesn't sound like it's down in compression or anything. Let's start checking this thing out. And all of a sudden, it started gaining RPM, and gaining RPM, gaining RPM. Dude I was working with flew around the other side where the turbo was at, and the seals had finally went completely out of the turbo. Mm-hmm. So it was pumping the fuel or oil out out of the crankcase right into the engine. Of course, you know how they're bolted on, so there's no way to. He's smashing the oil line trying to get it broke off. I'm beating on the fuel line trying to get that shut off, which that wouldn't have done anything because it was eating the oil. He ended up pulling his shirt off. He had a hoodie pulled over, pulled it off, fed it into the turbo. It ate that. He had a box of rags. He started stuffing handfuls of rags into the intake, and it ate the first 1.5 handfuls of rags, and he finally got enough stuffed in there to where it couldn't eat them and killed the motor. But the motor was trashed by that time. It was tinging and panging and binging and banging, and the operator had already done exited stage left. Wow. Hey, thank you, Scott. Scott's in the house.
Hey, Scott. Yeah, that one never did really get to the high RPMs part of it, but it just sat there and it would not cut off. It didn't, you couldn't choke it down because it was automatic, so you couldn't really get it to stuffing stuff over the top of the thing wouldn't shut it off. So the mechanic ended up having to break the fuel line off of it, and that's what shut it down.
Well, we have a Venttric tractor right now at work. The electric shutoff solenoid's bad. I've replaced it twice, and for some reason it keeps going bad. It's out of warranty, of course. So we put and it's something in the wiring. I've determined not the switch itself, or not the actuator itself. After I changed the second one, so we just put a manual push button wire on it to, you can shut the key off. The engine will still run. Push and hold the button for a couple seconds, and it cuts the motor off. So, yeah. Hey, Thomas, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for stopping.
Hey, Thomas.
But so yeah, but yeah, like I said, I've seen some runaway diesels, but I've only been close enough to one that it made me nervous.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen videos where it burns the whole truck down to the ground because of the.
Oh yeah, I just watched one the other day. Guy was sitting there videoing it. It was actually in a truck stop parking lot, and it was chugging out that white gray smoke and just running, and all of a sudden you looked underneath and you could see stuff dripping and dropping, and it started, like burning the hood was actually melting. It was getting so hot, the exhaust and everything, and it melted a big hole in the side of the hood, and it was still running, and you could just see that turbo and the exhaust just glowing bright red. And everybody at that point, everybody had backed away because it started on fire and everything else, and there weren't nothing you could do about it.
No, but the early trucks, especially them early Detroits. Them things. You check the fluid, you check the fuel, and add oil in those to start with. So you couldn't really say too much about excessive oil leaking, but you check the fuel and added oil to it. That old man had a day cab, basically, the car carrier and I had to sit on the other side. When I sat on the passenger side and going with him, I was sitting on a case of daggum oils. What I used for a seat was a whole case of oil. And we had to carry with us all the time with that with it. So,
hi, Gary.
Hi, Gary.
Yeah, I've seen from a distance and most of them were turbo seals go bad, and they just start pumping that engine oil in there. All right, y'all, the Popo has showed up.
Uh-oh.
What do you mean the Popo?
The Popo.
Ain't the
He
Popo
kinda-
no more.
He kind of
33
sounds.
years was enough.
He sounds kind of like one. He sounds
Once a cop, always a cop. Ain't that how it is?
Well,
like
as long as they don't come in my shop and act a fool, I'll be all right.
He would have got along with Uncle then.
I mean, when he first come on there, he sounded like a Mississippi DOT cop.
Great. Thomas, you got it coming, son. DOT cop. No, not hardly.
Puco. He was a Puco. Puco.
Used to come to my uncle's garage, and he made his own moonshine. He'd always cuss the cop and tell him to go the hell on.
I've had lots of cop friends over the years, and
Me too.
most of them are cooler than the people that are like, committing the crime and shit.
That is
Yeah.
really true.
Well, when you gotta act like you're doing your job, that's one thing. But I mean, off duty and anywhere else, you can still have fun. We're not just total jerks.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I was growing up in this little town I grew up in, the old time cops, they would never write you a ticket
Call your parents.
because they knew your parents.
Uncle was like,
And I was the third in line after two brothers they knew how they were. So, and that I'm like, give me the ticket. Give me the ticket. You don't have to go talk to the old man.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nope. We're gonna go talk to the old man in the morning.
My dad was a cop, so I had it really good growing up.
Take care, Mark. Appreciate you stopping in, buddy.
Especially when I had my motorcycle. Every time they got me, they burned his phone up.
Mm-hmm.
I
Well-
get a ticket and get it when I got home.
Yeah, I had I got a ticket 50 miles from home, and would you believe the old man knew I had the ticket before I got to the house?
Oh yeah,
I don't know how. I mean, this is 50
just before cell phones. Yeah,
I mean, this was for telephones and everything else. He said, "What'd you get that ticket for?" Huh? How in the heck did you know this? I mean, yeah, I was running his
What
tag on
ticket?
the car, but
the one old cop we call, if I remember correctly, his name was Whitey. Is what they called him.
yeah.
He actually took early retirement because him and the new police chief didn't see eye to eye. The police chief thought, you should be writing them tickets. Give them kids them tickets. And he's like, why? He goes, why am I going to punish the parents? They're the ones that are going to be paying the ticket. They're the ones that have to take time off to go to court. If the kid has to go to court, whatever. He
Pay
goes,
the insurance.
pay the insurance, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to go talk to the parents, and they're going to punish him more than anything the court could do to him.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
That was like me, man. I had my share of tickets growing up. I drove pretty bad, but I remember the breaks I got way more than I remember the tickets I got.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
Because the breaks meant something to you. The ticket was like, you jerk.
yeah.
And when I'd write juveniles tickets, I'd write my name and number on the back of the ticket where they could read it.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them, just have your parents call me when you get home, and we'll talk about it. And sometimes they try to get their buddies to play like they were their parents, and that didn't work out too well for them.
Well, my best friend in high school, his family drag raced on the strip, and sometimes in Mexico. But the garage they shared with, I think there were 4 or 5 other cars in there.
Yeah.
Three of them were cops. Two sheriffs and a state highway patrolman. who do you think took their cars out on Fridays and Saturday nights to test before the races on Sunday? It wasn't my buddy and his brother.
Well, there was. I seen two North Carolina state troopers drag racing one day. I was coming up US 220, and that was when North Carolina first come out with a Mustang. First got the Mustangs, and it was I come on the overpass. I mean, I was driving a government back truck. I couldn't do 55 mile an hour, so I wasn't worried about them. But my logbook was still in Canada somewhere, you know. But as far as the highway patrol, I wasn't worried about that. I was just trying to get home, and next thing I know, it's just on a Saturday afternoon. Next thing I know, here comes two blurs past me. I said, "What in the world is that?" They had got two highway patrolmen were out there in the patrol cars, drag racing down the road, and they come up on my slow-ass truck and couldn't, and they had to split up because I was blocking up the road. And then they actually come on the CB radio and said, "Driver, you did not see nothing." I said, "No, I didn't. All I seen was two silver blurs coming past me."
Speaking of English.
Right now.
Hey, I had a state trooper. When I worked truck garage, I worked right off a big highway. And I'd always be coming out of there 12:30, 12:45-ish, getting onto the highway. And I had a state trooper for almost a month. He would come up and we would get up to 100, 110 mile an hour and just fly down through there. You know, of course, I had a light bar and stuff. I was on the fire department at the time. And he just, I mean, first couple times he'd come up behind me and get real close and back off, get real close, pull up beside me and like shoot forward and then back off and shoot forward and back off. And I'm like, no, I'm not getting into that, deal. He'd flash his lights and everything. Finally, the one day I come out, he pulled in behind me and he hit his lights and I started to pull over and he come around me and, went in front of me and still had his lights on and he backed up and kept going and slowed up and backed up. And I'm like, what the hell? Well, I did my little turn off and went my way. And finally the next night he come up, he come blasting up behind me with his lights on. So, I didn't even get out of the way. He got over in the other lane. He went past me. And just as he passed me, he backed off. I reached over and flipped my red lights on and I just gunned it. And oh man, I took off and he come up beside me and he's going back and forth. We're going back and forth. And I see him out there going, and we ran red. I had all red lights. He had red and blue. We ran lights all the way down. And as soon as I got to my exit, I shut my lights off. He shut his lights off and flew by. Next night, he pulled up beside me, give me a thumbs up and just gassed it. No lights, just gassed it. So I'm like, what the hell, man? We'll do this. So
gotta have fun.
That went on for almost a month. But it was fun. I mean, like I said, there was nobody on the highway at the time. He was probably bored out of his mind. Yeah. And heck, I even seen a couple of sheriffs, the same area that we were at. There was a bar right off the corner of the highway. They'd sit in the parking lot till 2:30, whatever. They would never pull anybody over. They'd see people stumbling out. And as long as they were getting in a vehicle that had somebody that wasn't stumbling, driving away, they never said a word.
As long as they do it right, that's what counts.
Yeah. Heck, I was in a country bar one night and a sheriff walked in and sat down at the bar and had a beer with everybody.
I never did that.
Well,
we were sitting there and he walked in. We're like, okay, who's getting busted? He walked up to the bar, Guy looked and looked. Said, "Can I get a beer?" Barmaid looks at him. Yeah. Sits it down. He started drinking it, looking around. "How y'all doing?" He drank it, finished it. "What owe you?" "It's on the house." "Okay." Turned, walked out.
Well, that's when you were
Okay.
younger. It's probably back in the '60s. They didn't really care back then.
That was actually the late '80s.
I'm just messing.
But it was an old redneck bar, and he was probably out on patrol and bored as hell, and said, "To hell with it, I'm gonna have me a beer and go take a nap."
Mm. Mm-mm.
So, but
If I have to
yeah.
go abruptly, I got somebody coming to drop some stuff off here at the house, and
All right, no
I
problem.
don't know what time they'll be here.
But
Fundraiser is caramel corn for the cheerleaders fundraiser for my neighbor's granddaughter.
awesome.
Yeah.
Wait, is that on your diet, John?
Well, she said
You complain about my cooking.
She said she used half sugar in it, and Lisa said I can only have a little bit of it, and she'll have the rest, I'm sure.
Okay, we'll let you go because it's a fundraiser.
Mm-hmm.
Got to support the cheerleaders. Is that what you said? Cheerleaders?
Yes, her granddaughter's cheerleader now.
Yeah.
Back in like 2001, the same neighbor talked me into doing the fundraiser for her daughter that was in the band. And of all things, it was a womanless beauty pageant. And I'll never do another one. I have called hell since 2001 because of that. And the sad thing was there was 19. Night, Lisa.
Good night, Lisa.
Nice.
I must have bored her to sleep.
Oh, she's probably saying good night before you leave.
Yeah, before you leave.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't get it. I'm slow. Remember, I was a cop. Oh, yeah. There was like 19 different guys in this fundraiser womanless beauty pageant, and I won. And my big picture was on the front page of the paper the next day, and I have caught hell for that since 2001. People, about twice a year, the picture shows up on Facebook. I hear about it every now and then. I went to a bar fight one night down on the south end of the county, and I walked in, and there's my picture on the mirror behind the bar. I'm like, you bunch of jerks, get that. Oh, Mr. John, we love you. I'm like, get it off the mirror. Stand here.
Years back, where I work at, they had the king and queen court.
Mm-hmm.
They did a role reversal. The king was the queen, and the queen was the king. And you had to vote
Happens
and
a lot
such.
nowadays.
And the guy that won was a football player, very popular guy, very fun guy, and he took it to the extreme. He campaigned as the queen. He ended up winning, and the night of the crowning or whatever, he come out in the full dress and everything else, and he actually talked to the girl that won the king, and she had a tuxedo, everything, had her hair all pulled back tight, and they played it up so well. It was hilarious. And and he actually made a very somewhat good woman.
Okay, you worry me now, Ed.
Yeah, it's starting to
Well, he wasn't like a lineman. I think he was the quarterback. No.
Oh, okay.
But there's still pictures of it up at work.
Well, when we lined up to go out on stage that night, I had a blonde wig, purple dress, and I couldn't find any shoes that would work for the pageant, so I wore my combat boots. And I had water balloons for uppers.
Yeah.
And as I went to walk out, the left one busted, soaked everything.
So it was a wet t-shirt contest too. That's how you won.
Yeah, pretty much. And the girl I was doing it for went and made me another and brought it out, put it in on stage. Everybody was rolling.
But yeah, that one there, that was a memorable, you know,
imagine.
because I mean they took it the whole way. I mean, it wasn't just, you know, dress and drag and you know
what you're used to going to see.
Yeah. So
sorry.
Yeah.
But not.
Hey, some of them drag queens, you know, that you gotta give them credit.
No, don't say it, Ed. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Hey.
I'll have nightmares tonight.
So, but
you be having Ed over there shaving his beard and shaving all his other burry hairs off, and he'll be going out to the bar before you know it.
Edwina.
No.
Puller Edwina's garage.
No.
Has a nice ring to it, Ed.
Yeah. Nah.
You probably a big hit at the tractor pulls.
Nah.
Your dress flowing behind the tractor.
Well, I wouldn't be able to straddle the tractor. I'd have to ride it side saddle. That'd be, you know.
True. Yeah.
Oh,
Make sure you wear some drawers though, just in case.
Yeah. So, but so okay, let's get off the drag queen stuff.
Yeah.
I have no problem. I mean, what you do in your personal life is your personal life.
She's fixing to pull up. I'll be back in a few minutes.
All right, we'll be here. But yeah, like I said, I have no problem what you want to do with your personal life. You know. So
we're just having fun. People can't get a grasp on that, then bye, Felicia.
Well, glad you finally got your liver and onions there, Scott. Now, if you can just find a place that'll put the liver on the pizza, you'd be in heaven. You could just move down there. So, but last night at the polls, I wanted to say too, I seen my dream rig. Somebody had a toter home, or not a toter home, but a toy toter trailer. It was laid out. You know, that it was awesome. It was well set up. I liked it. So it wasn't one of those. It wasn't one of the ones that have like, you know, where you gotta like take your stuff out to make the living space. It had a box in the back where you put your toys, and then it had the living quarters in front of that. So that one was like sweet. I like that one. But I think those folks were out of PA or someplace, pretty decent far away. I think your offer is good. Oh, for the pulling tractor? Yeah, I'll put that sticker on one of the tractors. You know, no big deal. You know, oh shit, sorry. But yeah, hopefully next year, that club I pulled with yesterday, hopefully they can have some other. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin.
Hopefully they can get the schedules not to overlap, and I can do some more pulling with them and with Harrison County, both. Watch for my Christmas stream. I will do that, Scott. So, but because like I said, they are a really good group of guys that pull there and stuff. And like I said, it's 15 minutes from the house. I can, they were talking about starting earlier, so they're not there till 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So, but yeah, that'd be nice to have a place that close to home to go play and stuff too. So, of course, I'll still pull with Harrison. I've been pulling with them for a long time, and I am going to be building that giveaway tractor for them raffle tractor. So get them some revenue, which I mean they do okay, but if we can get them some good revenue and do some major upgrades, that would be, I'm all about that. So, because they are good people, so.
Millie,
But,
that's enough.
I've been kind of sitting and pondering what all I'm going to have to get for that giveaway tractor, and there's not a whole lot, but
Ed, check your messages. I sent you a goodie.
as soon as I get off the stream, I'll look at it, because I don't bring my phone in here because that thing goes off 50 million times for all kinds of different stuff.
See you.
I will look at it right now.
You'll like it. I like it.
It'd be 21 yesterday. That is awesome, Scott.
Good deal there, Scott.
Yep.
But I mean, hopefully you did it to a local SPCA, not the national, because the national wastes too much of the money on any of
When
those
you
things.
donate to anything like that, you got to specify what you want it to go for. Emergency vet funds, spay and neuter clinics, vaccinations. You have to be specific to which account. I know that firsthand, girls. I work with rescue. Daryl knows that too.
Scott, you're not crazy. It's been going on 10 years now that I had to have my Chocolate Lab Angel put down, and there is almost not a day that I don't miss her. Okay, he said a local SPCA went for food.
Yeah, you still have to specify what.
He
what
said
you
he
want
sent
to
it to food.
Food.
Yeah.
Well, probably what they need is donations for a free adoption weekend and emergency vet funds. That's it. Emergency vet funds is one of their biggest ones.
Yeah.
I know a couple of our rescues around here are always asking for food donations.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, we live here where nobody cares about their well-being, so it's always emergency vet funds. Nobody takes care of the health of the animal.
Yeah. We went and got Millie here. We gave him $100 on her adoption fee, but I specified for hers to be emergency vet funds. So,
like if somebody runs over a dog and the animal control has to pick it up, that's where that money goes to.
Mm.
Yeah.
I wish I had millions beyond millions. I'd have all the unwanted dogs.
Oh yeah. Yep. I have a bunch of them too, but I just right now I can't do it.
Yeah, for me, it's mentally seeing the condition that the dogs are in when you first get them. I mean, every dog that I've got, they've been in extremely poor health.
Yep. Yeah, I can't. If I could take it to work with me, I'd get another dog in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But I leave the house right about 6 o'clock every morning, and I'm usually home sometime between 4 and 6, depending on what I got going on. I can't see even just alone in the house. I just can't do it.
Well, Daryl had a cousin. He had both of his dogs in those small cages, like 3 feet by 3 feet,
Yep.
for 12 and 16 hours a day while he worked. and the apartment building that he was in caught on fire, and his 2 dogs burned up in it in their cages. And the fire department said that if the dogs weren't in the cages, that they would have been able to escape. So,
right. But I mean, you get a pet for companionship.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna leave it alone for 10 hours a day, and then spend a few hours in the evening and then go to sleep.
Yeah, it's. But
Oh,
but they won't let you have a mascot at work there, Ed.
nope.
I mean,
I've
since
already-
you're down there by yourself, I mean, they should let you have a shop mascot down
Nope, they won't let me.
I'm glad
Oh,
we're talking about Ed's fantasies now.
there.
No, they even said I had to get rid of the cat that I was feeding.
At the shop?
Yep.
I mean, you want cats around for rodent.
That's what I said.
Yeah. It's always good to have a cat around the shop.
Well, they store grass seed up in the loft,
Yeah.
and it's full of mice. And this was a stray that just happened to come in the shop one day. And at first he wouldn't come around anybody. He would hang out, and then slowly but surely, finally got him to eat some food one day when he was in there. And a couple of days later, I was working on something, and I had a short cart, just had one drawer underneath the top part.
Mm-hmm.
I was working on this thing, and I turned around to pick up a tool that was laying on the top lid part, and this freaking cat's laying in there. And so I stopped, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to make any quick moves. I'm just going to, because I didn't want the thing like freaking out. No, I literally had to pick him up and move him to get my wrenches, and he just laid there. He laid there for like an hour and a half while I was working on this shit. Kept having to move him, so then it was break time. So I went and took a break, my lunch, went over to the little break area we have at the corner of the shop that the grounds people used to come in and have break area, lunch there too. So I left them lay there. We went over, started having lunch. Next thing we know, little fuckers over there walking around their feet and everything. Everybody's feeding them and shit. So I'm like, well, whatever, After lunch, I seen him around a couple of different places in the shop. Didn't think nothing of it. Shut the shop up. Went home. Next morning, come in. He's laying in the front seat of one of the maintenance guys' van. And I'm like, oh shit. We got to look around and find out, if he's, over where they park the lawnmowers, when they fill them up, sometimes they spill a little fuel. So they'll throw the oil dry down on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
He was a housebroke cat because that's where he did his business. He went over there and did his business over there. And so, I mean, he knew enough to get out of the way when the maintenance guys were getting their vans in and out. And sometimes at the end of the day, you'd see him come walking in, and he'd come in around the door, walk straight up the steps and go up into the loft. And I wouldn't say a word. I'd shut the door. Next morning he'd come in, he'd be laying in one of the vehicles or wherever, and, open the door up. He'd go out. A couple hours later, he'd come back, hang out with me in the shop. And that went on for, probably 2 months. And then the boss seen him. What's that cat doing up there? We got to get rid of that cat. I'm like, that cat ain't hurting nothing. I said, it's actually killing the mice population up there. Oh, we can't be having a cat in here. We can't be having a cat. It's a liability, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, we'll get rid of him. We'll go get him. I'm like, no. I said, when he'll watch him. He'll leave. And we closed the shop up one night. And of course, the boss stays over, because he works different hours. And I guess he come out in the shop looking for the cat and found him.
Boss hours.
Caught him and threw him out of the shop and told us if that cat comes back, we're all getting rode up.
And you can help if the cat comes back.
Yeah, well, we're supposed to shoo them off. We weren't
Right.
supposed to encourage him staying around.
Well, that's when you go shoot and he don't leave, and you go, oh, "I'm done."
We
That way you
we
say you
tried that.
Yeah.
We tried that, but then it started getting colder out, so we couldn't have the doors open and everything. And he must have found another home because
Mm,
But yeah, that sucked when we had to get rid of him because I mean he was a cool ass cat.
yeah.
I mean I could be sitting there running an impact and everything else, and heck, he'd be laying on my cart or laying on the workbench. A couple times he tried to get up in the engine bay with me. He'd wander around my feet. Hi, Dave.
Hey, quit wrench.
He heck, sometimes when I was working on cars, he'd jump up in the cars and lay in there and everything else. He was my buddy.
Well,
So
nowadays, tell them it's an emotional support animal.
Yeah. Yeah, they
Well-
can't fight you on that.
They can't fight you over emotional support animal.
Mm. And you need
I-
one, Ed.
yeah, I do. It has to be. I have to get that legally done. The animal has to be registered as a support animal, and I have to have a doctor's order saying that I need it.
Hey, I can
That's-
say exactly how to do
That's
that one
not.
day.
That's not. That's
Print it
not
off
no
the
big,
internet.
big problem. That's right. Or you can go.
Yeah. Your Dr.
get
Daryl can take care of that for
That's
you.
right. That's
Yeah,
right.
I can
I-
tell you
I mean-
exactly how to do it. And
I mean, but I mean, it's not. Emotional support is not the same thing as a trained
Service.
handicap service animal.
service animal that goes get you something to drink or something like that. Emotional support animal is there for comfort.
Just
Yeah.
want you to feed it.
Right.
Pet it.
Right.
One's
But-
for mental, the other's for physical. Basically, it's a difference.
But the HR has already told me that they have to have something from a doctor saying that I need an emotional support animal,
Well,
and
just tell them
they-
you need the emotional support of
Just
not
tell them-
so,
just tell
so, you, so you don't choke your coworkers, choke
Yeah.
their head off.
Well, no,
Just tell them to watch your channel for a couple of weeks.
That's it.
what you need to do, the first thing is to take your pet to the vet and get a well check done. Okay, and then tell your vet what you need is a letter written stating that animal is in top grade health to be a emotional support animal while you're at work and with you. Then you call your doctor. Okay, you tell your doctor that you done took your animal to the vet. You got a well check done. You got the recommendation letter from the vet. You get the recommendation letter from your doctor, and there ain't nothing they can do about it. Because believe me, I handle this stuff. So
Yeah. I mean,
that's how it's done legally.
Hmm.
Got to carry back.
I'm not. I mean, they've gotten so lax around here that they've gotten to the point where people take their dogs in the grocery stores and stuff now.
Yeah,
and
in restaurants.
that's going too far with it.
We take
Mhm.
ours in the
You
Lowe's
know,
or
I mean, if we go into Lowe's or somewhere like that, where there's no food products or anything like that, that's
Yeah.
we take Millionaire. She thinks
There's-
everybody's a lot that everybody's fair game, and she's a linebacker.
I saw a post
So-
on Facebook about the restaurant deal today
yeah,
and the emotional support dog, cats,
Yeah.
whatever, dogs.
yeah, and
Well, this
in actuality, they actually can't ask. They're not supposed to be able to ask you, why do you need an emotional support animal?
here's
I
my
mean,
thing. I
That
work,
if you look up the rules, the state and federal rules on it.
here's my thing.
If they
I
ask,
worked in
if
a
they
vet.
ask you, they're leaving themselves open for a. That's just my emotional support animal,
Here's
you
my
know,
thing. I
and-
worked in a vet for 3.5
and
years.
it would be different if you was in a classroom, Ed, but being in a garage, I mean, that's not, and as long as it's not pooping in the garage, but
I worked in a vet for 3.5 years, and we would have people to bring in their service animals. Now, service animals, the kind that opens the door or get you something to drink or whatever. These dogs never had baths. I mean, probably once a year, but we would keep track of it. And oddly enough, when you take your vet into your pet into the vet, we look at the nails to see how good a care you take of your dog. If the nails are long and not trimmed, we always put an X up in the corner, meaning not taken care of. And I would not want to go into a store with a dog that you could smell 10, 20 feet away. No.
Walmart is the people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
But
Well-
we make sure that ours is clean. But every time we took Alice, our
Hey.
other dog, to the
Hey, just leave Dollar General out of that now, John, because I mean at least they got a store on every corner.
Yeah, but you can get in and out of there quick, so it's not so
Yeah.
bad at DG with the Walmart.
Well, talking about emotional support animals and stuff like that, and since we got John, the ex-police officer, have you seen the video about the guy that identifies as a cat, and the cop told him, "Okay, that's fine. We're going to impound the vehicle."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cute.
Would you have done that, John, or were you just taking him to jail?
Well, thank God none of that crap was going on when I was policing. I retired just in time to miss all that mess because it wouldn't have been pretty.
This is the funny thing about it. One of my lifelong friends, she is the deputy over animal control for our county.
Yeah.
So I sent her the video and a message, and I asked her, I said, what would you have done? She said, well, actual deputy would have called her. She would have went and arrested the guy and put him in the shelter. And she said, then you have, in order to get somebody out, like your pet out, in this case, it would be a man, you have to bring in legal documentation stating that you own that person.
And
You can't get it.
and got shots, and it's got to be
Baby.
and it's got to be neutered before it can
Yeah.
leave.
She said that.
That was cool.
That is a can of danger that people do not want to open. She said because that's like getting a life sentence in jail right there.
Well,
We
we
lost
went
Ed.
over an hour, so I guess Ed just left us
I haven't
here.
seen that video, John. He will die laughing.
Yeah, I saw it. It is funny as can be.
Where did
Yeah.
here for a minute?
I
For
had,
some reason,
the closest I came to that, I had a sovereign citizen one night that refused everything, and he came to the understanding that I wasn't playing, and he got dragged out of the window of the car.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's the only one I ever had.
All right, y'all. It's been an hour. I appreciate everybody hanging out and bullshitting and
Quit.
Yeah,
shooting
enjoyed it.
breeze, and you'll have a great week. And hopefully, God willing, and the creeks don't rise because we're supposed to be getting some rain this week.
I wish we
We'll
would.
be doing this all again next week, so I'll take it
Alright.
easy, and we'll catch you then.
Y'all have a good night. I enjoyed
See
it.
y'all later.
Thank you.
Have fun.
Take care.
Take care.
Yep.
Bye, John.
Y'all
Don't
too.
dream of
Bye-bye.
dogs and pets.
Bye.
Yeah. See y'all later.
Spade neuter your animals
Yeah.
What about my wife?
or your mates.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all have
See
a good
y'all.
night. Enjoy
Wow,
it.
good night.
Bye.